The Millennial Theatre Company goes from stage to film with their new virtual production hitting the internet this weekend. We'll tell you all about it in this week's After Hours Report. Hello and welcome to the After Hours Report. I'm Maggie Young, and this week we're giving you a preview of the Millennial Theatre Company's latest virtual production, debuting this Saturday, and that production is The Last 5 Years.
I guess I can't believe you really came, and that we're sitting on this pier. See, I'm smiling. It means I'm happy that you're here.
The Last 5 Years tells the story of Jamie and Kathy, two 20-somethings living in New York as they fall both in and out of love. The story is told both forwards and backwards. So from Jamie's perspective, it is told from the beginning of the relationship to the end. And from Kathy's, it's told from the last moment of the relationship to the very beginning.
The Millennial Theatre Company last performed the show live back in 2018 at the Hopewell Theatre in Youngstown. The show then featured local actors Josh Fleming and Rosie Bresson. Now in 2021, they have returned for the virtual production to reprise their roles as Jamie and Kathy.
If you had a tattoo, that wouldn't matter. If you had a shaved head, that would be cool. If you came from Spain or Japan or the back of a van, just as long as you're not from Hebrew school.
Jamie is an inspiring author who he's getting his career is starting very quickly, and he has to deal with the ramifications of growing up, becoming more professional, and also balancing a love life.
I could have a mansion on a hill. I could lease a villa in Seville, but it wouldn't be as nice as a summer in Ohio.
Kathy is a young actress who has just finished college and is kind of getting her start in the professional theater world. So not only is she juggling having to deal with, maintaining an adult relationship over, sometimes physical distance, but she's also, trying to jumpstart her career as an actress.
Did I just hear an alarm start ringing? Did I see sirens go flying past?
When the rights came available for this to be done remotely, it seemed like the perfect opportunity to get these two back together. It's just been remarkable to see how much the two of them have grown, both as actors and as people, since we did the show in 2018.
While it may be the same show, MTC's artistic director, Joe Ascenti, says the two productions couldn't be more different.
Obviously, this time we're not doing it in front of a live audience. And last time we did it, we staged it with a platform and 2 stage cubes. So it was very, 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 very minimalistic. And this time, rather than implying that they are sitting on the pier in Ohio, or rather than implying that they are in the dressing room getting prepared for their show, we're able to be in those locations. So we used many different locations throughout the area, driving sometimes as far as an hour to get to them, to fully show the world that they exist in here.
I haven't really done any filmed virtual productions like this, that are pre-recorded. So this has kind of been a new experience, especially with, recording the music ahead of time and then making sure you're syncing up with that, not only, lyrically and the phrasing, but, the choices and the motivation. So that's been an interesting challenge. I mean, also, of course, film is just always an entirely different world than, doing live theater.
When we first did it, Joe had the songs in a list and told us what he wanted us to wear. We did a costume check 2 days before we opened. And then this one, we're pre-planning not only costumes, but for me, I had to am I slicking my hair back to look older? I actually had to dye my hair to look younger.
And this may be a virtual production, but Joe assures everyone that this show is by no means a Zoomsicle.
Will you share your life with me for the next 10 minutes? For the next 10 minutes, we can handle that.
So when we did Songs for a New World, that was all recorded remotely. When we did that the last time, we didn't even have a Zoom rehearsal for those shows. We just kind of sent out lists of, shot ideas. We kind of talked to the actors a little bit, but it was very, very quick and brief, and they kind of did a lot of it on their own. With this one, it was Rosie, Josh, and I in the room all the time. That was all we had together. So, there wasn't, Josh trying to figure out how to do it on his own. We were all working together trying to do it. And the collaborative nature of it was something that I really missed in the last virtual show that we did, because I didn't get to meet and work with all these people. But in doing this one, it was almost like doing it live. But at the same time, we wanted to make sure that we were doing everything we could to be as safe as possible in filming this as well. So, that was kind of a task to try to clump together as much of what we were doing on as few days as possible to kind of decrease risk. We tried to do as much of it as we could outside. Poor Rosie last weekend was standing in a wedding dress in 10-degree weather in Mill Creek Park, which I'm sure she'll never forgive me for. But there's so much that we did to try to make that work in this current environment.
Not like it's in my control, not like I'm proud of the fact that anything other than being exactly on time I can do.
It's been a fantastic experience to get back together with these two and with Savannah as well. It's just, when we did the show the first time, I think we all had such a great experience doing it. But it was so short-lived because it was such a short run, and additionally, the show itself didn't require a ton of rehearsal since it's just two actors. So I think we weren't together for more than about a month. It almost kind of felt so abrupt when that last show hit, just because it was such a short experience.
Hold on, don't cry yet. I won't let you go.
This show is really especially relevant right now because, we're in a time where we can't communicate and gather in a lot of the ways we usually like to. So I think that this show will strike a chord amongst a lot of people for that reason, because it's about two young people trying to communicate and trying to maintain a relationship over a lot of different challenges. So I think that will ring true for a lot of people, especially right now.
To my knowledge, there are a lot of independent films in Youngstown. There are a lot of independent filmmakers, and theater's bigger than film around here, but I think it's super cool that technically, I believe to my knowledge, Joe is the only one to take theater and film and present it as this duo. So this is the first time you're going to see a show on film like this. You can stay home and watch The Movers, or you can watch two local actors pour their hearts out for you on camera.
Jamie is over, and where can I turn? Covered with scars I did nothing to earn.
You can get your streaming tickets for the last 5 years right now at millennialtheatre.org using the presale code MTC. Single tickets for a single viewer in a single location are $20. Family tickets for multiple viewers in a single location are $30. The show will stream February 26th through April 30th. Once you hit that play button for the first time, it will be available to you for 48 hours. And while you're there, you can get your tickets for their upcoming virtual production of A Killer Party, which will be available to stream April 2nd.
That is filmed entirely remotely from 3 different countries and I think 8 different states. That's coming up, and it's a murder mystery musical. It's brand new. It was written to be performed in quarantine.
Leave it at that. I'll watch you turn the corner and go. And goodbye until tomorrow.
MTC has tried as best as it could to keep theater alive throughout all of this. We're one of the only organizations around who has continually done these virtual productions. And they actually are just as time consuming, if not more so, than the full productions that we stage. If you're looking for something fun to do, a good way to support the arts in this time, a good way to keep theater alive, showing up and supporting these virtual musicals is the best way to do that. And it helps us to continue to give opportunities to actors during these troubling times as well. so that hopefully by this fall we'll all be back together in a theater. But until then, this is what we got. So come support us.
So goodbye until tomorrow. Goodbye until my feet touch the floor. Then I will be waiting.
So get out there and support your local theaters, actors, artists, dancers, and musicians, because without them, the world would be a very dull and boring place. Don't forget to keep checking back to AfterHoursYoungstown.com for all the latest entertainment news, brought to you by entertainment editor Guy DeStolfo, plus a ton of other awesome content like our On the Menu, Recipes of Youngstown, and Flight Crew series. And of course, you can always join me every Thursday for your After Hours report. Thank you so much for watching, stay safe out there, and I will see you all next week.
Built for the 21st century American workforce, Eastern Gateway Community College has 2 campuses and is a national leader in online learning. EGCC.edu is a digital gateway where 30,000 students are quickly transforming their financial futures through degrees, certificates, transferable credits, and higher-paying jobs. And now, residents of the Mahoning Valley can enroll in summer classes for free. It's the EGCC Summer Guarantee. Eastern Gateway. America's new workforce starts here.